remember hearing a performance of the German Requiem here in Milwaukee that maybe was the most moving performance I've ever heard of that piece. And I also remember sitting with them at dinner and talking about Goodnight Moon, you know, the children's book. And, you know, the word that keeps coming to my mind is inspired. I just want to be with them and I want to be like them.
Just in the past couple of years, we've really done 4 years or so, we've done a lot together and it's been great fun, really great. I mean, the Sacred Disc that we did together is probably the most successful disc I've made.
And so there's that spontaneity that happens that one feels with old friends talking with each other. I take my hat off to this remarkable person.
That's another gift. You know, he's got lots of them. I'm not going to go tell you all of them because we don't have that much time.
My love for music and theater goes back as long as I can think because my mother is an actress. And I grew up in and around the theater, so I always had actors, singers, and musicians around me, and I knew that that was going to be my life. But for the longest time, I didn't really know what to focus on. And I had an epiphany when I was 16. I went to the Bayreuth Festival, the Great Wagner Festival, and heard the Valkyrie, and that's when lightning struck me. And that ultimately turned out to be working with musicians in an orchestra.
He grew up with all of this material. It was completely part of his culture, part of his background, his language.
The Germanic repertoire is so much in his soul. He brought something out that was something that I think touched the musicians, and by doing that, it touched the audience.
The musicians do expect a strong, compelling vision from the conductor, one that they feel good about following.
I love to follow him because he also has such clear ideas that, you know, when I see what he does with his body movements, not just the stick technique, I feel like I know exactly where he needs to go, where he wants to go, and I go there willingly.
he's emotional with it. It's not, I mean, but he's also not only emotional, he's concise with what he does, so that we really do know what he's doing as far as conducting. But it's not just head music, it's heart music. And you can't have music without having the heart.
But then when it comes to the performance itself, I try to switch off the brain to a certain degree and let the heart take over.
When it came time for the performance, I thought it was absolutely sublime. This is what's wonderful about Andreas. He makes the music work, and it moves the soul.
The most satisfying aspect of my job is if after meticulous rehearsal and preparation, at night in the concert I can surrender myself to the music and enjoy it with passion and abandon. That's the single most satisfying thing in conducting and the single most satisfying thing in enjoying music.
One of his unique talents is his ability to get to the kind of emotional core of the music. And I think that that's something that both musicians and the audiences pick up on in a kind of visceral way. And that's really what I think the audiences especially respond to.
He is very much grounded in an older tradition. I mean, he's got, there's so much about him that just is not flash, it's substance.
you.